What's up, News AF fam? You've been missing an exciting debate between Tyson and Danny about whether or not you could just put headphones in the middle of being around another person.
You
Whoa,
can't.
whoa, whoa. An extended silence where there is no
If
future
it gets too
conversation
quiet,
promised.
you just pop in the earbuds.
No, if it's someone you know, you are not allowed to do that because a conversation could arise.
As long as you have eye contact with that person while you're putting in the headphones, I think it's okay.
No, it's not okay. It's
Okay.
not okay. We'll have the chat weigh in here, but if, for example,
We're
Danny
talking
and
about
I,
driving. We're talking about long drives. That was the situation we were discussing on a long drive. Is it okay if there's an extended silence to put in headphones?
if you're with a friend, no, it's not
friend.
okay. It's not okay without.
What about a spouse?
Also, no.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing.
More acceptable though.
It's a little more acceptable, but you can't do it. You can only do it if one of them falls asleep, then okay, you can put your headphones in if you're like, oh, I didn't want to wake you up. Otherwise, if you want to listen to something, you make it available for everyone in the car. You say, hey, I want to play this. Do you guys want to hear it? If they're like, no, then maybe you can have a conversation about the headphones. But you can't just put your headphones in because somebody could say something to you at any time. It's very rude to just pop your headphones in the company of people you know. With strangers, totally acceptable. And not like if you, Danny, if you went to like a wedding or something and there were strangers, you couldn't put headphones
I get in
in.
trouble constantly for putting my earbuds in public at like recitals or anything like that.
Yeah, church is okay. You can put your headphones in at church.
To play gospel music to add to the vibe. But
Yeah.
why is it okay for a person to fall asleep in front of you on a drive together, but you can't put in headphones?
Can't control it.
It's like,
If you can't control it,
yeah,
or
right. They get all cozy, put a jacket against the window, and
you're not telling me that on like a 10-hour drive, you don't want that person to fall asleep so you can just be by yourself for a half a minute.
Yeah, so you can put your headphones in.
Or you don't have to put your headphones in. You put it on the radio. That helps them fall asleep while you're listening to the thing you want to listen to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's turn on the News AF.
Yes,
everybody put your headphones in.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're with
No matter where
a
you
friend.
are.
Yeah, put your headphones in.
Or share it with them. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Hey, everybody, what's going on? I'm Rob Sestradino back again to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories for the week of December 2nd, 2025. Here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yes, we're back here with News AF. It's the only time that it's socially acceptable to put earbuds in when you're with your friends or family.
Right.
Time to listen to News AF here with the guys who will make you shut out the rest of the outside world. First, he is pickleball's top influencer, has a great hat on, and it's such a nice contrast with his red plaid. It's Tyson Apostle.
Got it all going on today.
Yeah.
But I have to say, Cardigan Boy Rob is actually probably a stronger fit over there.
I had a different shirt on, and it was so cold in here. I said, okay, I gotta go to a sweater.
Yeah, that's it. I've been in many arguments with people around our age where, and Danny's probably going to be bothered at me, you don't wear hoodies anymore. You know, we're old enough. Get the hoodies out. Wear a cardigan. Be a cardigan boy.
Cardigan? Maybe if I've got a fire in the background. Dude, look at this. Look at how emo I can be.
I've never seen you wear a hood, so why do you have a hoodie on?
I actually wear my hood all the time. You want to know what a hood is good for? That emergency moment when you're just not quite warm enough, you put your hood on.
Yeah.
No.
I would never wear a hood around my friends. That would be rude. But yeah, I wear my hood.
I wear a hoodie several times during
Rob.
the day.
You can be a cardigan and
wrong.
hoodie.
Yeah, I just not on a podcast.
Yeah, you shouldn't wear a hoodie. I mean, if you're like being like a sloppy around the house, then whatever.
Cool I look,
but I don't. I own one hoodie, and it was given to me for free, and I have not put it on.
Wow.
And it's back here. It's sitting on the floor still because all my freebies just sit on the floor here. But
I didn't know there was so much anti-hoodie sentiment on this podcast.
You can wear a crew neck. That's hilarious.
Oh,
or you can wear
no headphones, crew necks, cardigans.
Yeah, or a cardigan or a quarter zip if you want. But this shawl cardigan you got on, Rob, looks really sharp, and it's,
Yeah.
age
Thank you.
appropriate. And Danny, stop
Fine.
trying to be young. We know.
I'm not trying to be young. I like hoodies. They're casual. The hood, Tyson. Look, fine. I'll put on a collared shirt for you.
Doesn't have to be a collared shirt.
First of all,
Do you have a cardigan?
This
Put a cardigan
closet
on.
is like 60 or 55 degrees.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second of all, I like hoodies. I
Put
don't
on a
have-
puffy jacket already. Come on.
Dude, I don't have any cardigans that I know of.
That's fine.
Here we go. What about this?
Yes, that's better.
Flannel? What is
Yep.
this?
That's what I've got.
Oh,
I've
this
got,
is so uncomfortable. It's like wearing
I've
a
got a shirt
burlap
jacket.
sack.
well,
Oh my
get a
gosh.
comfortable one.
You know what I wear underneath this? I wear a
What?
hoodie. Oh, wow. Look at those shoulders.
No, you shouldn't wear a hoodie under that.
Yes, that's what I do. Hoodies are great.
Hoodies are too sloppy. Like if you could present this flop of a hood in a more professional
Wow.
manner, then maybe. But like, look at this shawl neck.
What if
on
there was a
Rob,
formal hoodie?
Ooh.
a formal hoodie? The
Yeah.
hood
Hoodie
would have to
tucks.
be like really stiff so that it lays down in like
Creased.
a perfect
By the
crease
way,
triangle.
this is from the guy who wore a tuxedo shirt to my wedding reception. So,
and to win $1
talk
million
about
on.
slop. and yet he's criticizing my
TV.
hoodie.
That was
So-
when I was 29,
Ish.
Danny. That was before 40. After 40, hoodies out in public. You can't wear a hoodie in public. You shouldn't wear a hoodie in public.
Nope. You people out there listening, hoodies in public are acceptable.
Not for
Yes.
people over 40.
Yes, they are.
No, it looks like pajamas.
Oh, pajamas. I didn't start wearing pajamas until I was 40.
Hoodie under sports jacket? Absolutely not.
Mhm.
Yes,
That's
there you
a
go. That's
no-go,
cool,
Mel.
dude. That's so cool.
No, 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 no.
Yeah. Drive your
No.
Cybertruck with your hoodie sports jacket combo.
Yeah, Doc says if you don't wear a hoodie, how do people know you're a billionaire? It is true, the billionaires next door, but hoodies are, I mean, crypto bros probably wear hoodies, but are they over 40? I don't know. I
Mhm.
think, yeah, get the hoodies out unless
Okay.
you're young.
All right, now we
or
know.
want to be a slob in public, looking like you're out in pajamas with slippers on.
Dang.
All right, and let's formally welcome in the man who was formerly wearing a hoodie. It's Danny
apologize.
Bryson.
He's graduated.
Only for Tyson. I wear a hoodie almost every time we do this podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think about it because I work out and then I just throw a hoodie on.
Yeah,
And
that's when it's
really easy.
acceptable. To and from the
So-
gym, that type of thing. That if you're over 40 and you're wearing a hoodie, it's
Why don't you print out and laminate your list of rules for men over 40 and then mail it to me, Tyson? I'll hang it on my wall.
it's not that long. It's literally
I don't
mostly
know.
about
It's
hoodies.
probably longer than you think.
It's mostly about hoodies and trying to stay with the trends.
Look,
You
I'm
don't
just-
stay with the trends. You just find like a timeless trend. Like, don't go too baggy on the jeans. Don't go too skinny on the jeans. Just a regular fit.
Oh
That's
my
what
gosh.
you're with.
in
See,
and out.
yeah,
in and out.
I
We've
think-
seen
I
it
think
so
this-
many times.
I think this list would be longer than you think, Tyson, of rules. There'd be like measurements for the jeans distance from your legs when pulled tight against your crotch and how long they can, what kind of crease I need at my shoe level. And no, thank you.
Mhm.
I don't know where this Tyson is coming from, but this is not the Tyson I knew as a child, a man
What?
child.
An anarchist, a full anarchist.
Yeah, you were a lot more relaxed. I was uptight back then. Now I'm trying to be relaxed. Now you're becoming more uptight after being relaxed.
You're too relaxed with the hoodies.
It's like the jeans. You're in, you're out, you're
Yes,
up, you're
it's like
down.
A
Make
relaxed
up your
fit, either
mind.
a slim or a relaxed fit jean. That's all we get to choose from at 40 years old now.
Oh my gosh, that's
Mhm.
not fair. My jeans are so baggy and they're so comfortable. And
You're wearing like jean coats?
no, but I have pretty baggy jeans.
Like what? Like a 505?
For
Baggier?
No, I don't-
how big must they be for them to be baggy on Danny?
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly. They have to be
Quadrosaurus.
super baggy,
Quadrosaurus.
or else I'm getting chafing, guys.
All right. Well, we don't want Danny to chafe.
No,
Okay.
no.
He's already chafing at the idea of not wearing a hoodie on the podcast.
Dude, he's
I'm
so upset right now.
uncomfortable
He's
right
very
now.
chafed.
I wish I could put a hood over my head and hide from all of this shame that you guys are throwing at me.
Mm.
Well, maybe if you had a hoodie.
Yeah.
Okay.
And look at
Well,
how comfortable Rob is, though, dude. Just cool as a
Yeah.
cucumber in
No,
that
I'm
age-appropriate
now
cardigan.
I'm nice and toasty after I
Yeah.
put a sweater on.
That's nice.
Okay. Well, maybe what Danny was doing was trying to rage bait Tyson here on this podcast
I
by
bet he
wearing a
was.
hoodie to the show. And it turns out that according to Oxford University Press, they've said that that's the 2025 word of the year. We love to look at the word of the year every year. And they say rage bait, #1 word of the year.
By the way, the word of the year every year is rage bait
Mhm.
because they always like
That's how
6,
they
7.
pick it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So not
They
a big
finally have a
surprise.
word for what this is called.
Yeah.
The thing is that rage bait word has been around. It's not like a brand new word this year.
I feel like they would talk about clickbait. I feel like that maybe is the rage part of it new?
Yeah, I haven't heard rage bait.
You haven't heard the word rage
No,
bait?
not until this year.
I feel like I've heard it, but maybe not. Maybe it's just like it just made so much sense the first time I heard it
Yeah.
that maybe I felt like it had been timeless.
Yeah,
Mhm.
totally makes sense.
So
My oldest rage baits me all the time, but what he doesn't understand is that as a parent, it's very easy to rage bait a parent.
mhm.
You know, you just
Mhm.
like have to poo poo all over anything they believe or love,
Yeah.
or you talk about doing things you know they wouldn't want you to do.
Yep.
And the problem is, as a parent, I have to take all of these things seriously, right?
Mhm.
So I'm
Yeah.
like, this isn't fair. You can't. He just rage baited me last night, and I'm like, this isn't fair. You can't be doing this to me because I'm a parent. I have to
Yeah.
react like this.
So, Danny, do you think that your son is working like the social media algorithm where that it is trying to get more engagement from you, doesn't want you to check out? So by
Oh.
rage baiting, it is keeping you're the product. It is keeping you invested in what your son is doing.
He does it on purpose because he knows it bothers me. That's why he does it. He's poking the bear and irritating me on purpose.
Of course he is. My kids
So,
do that too, and it is true. Like you as a parent have to react accordingly. And
Yeah.
even though you know they're rage baiting you, you have to be like,
You
okay,
can't
yeah.
treat it like- yeah.
But just so you know,
yeah, exactly.
like I understand what you're doing, but also for the record, so that I have this on record and that you understand, you can't do that. And then they keep rage baiting, and you're like, okay, well, I already said the thing.
And then
and
your
I
spouse
know-
pretends like they were in on it the whole time.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, you weren't. You were just letting me react initially.
Mhm.
And then you got to see how it played out. And now you're like, yeah, I was rage baiting. That was part of that.
Yeah.
It's
Rage bait has been around for a long time, everybody says.
it just got a name. Oh, the title has been around as well.
Yeah,
the
the
word?
title has been around for a long time.
Well, it took a while to get to this part of the world,
Mhm.
apparently.
Yeah. But I think this is a positive sign that we are labeling this, because I feel like that once you can label it, okay, now we can say, okay, that's what this is.
Yeah,
This is a baby step.
it is, because before you'd be like, I know what you're doing. And what would they call it before?
That's what I'm looking up right now. Because I know there's another word for this.
Because you would do it all the time. I would do it to teachers in high school
Yeah.
all the time. I remember specifically asking questions that I knew would frustrate them and then pretending like I didn't understand their answer.
But in terms of it being the word of the year, I think it's in the context of things that you see online and in social media, much more so than things that are happening in the real world.
No, I
Yeah.
get what you're saying. Rage bait as a social media tactic.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are just baiting. Huge baiters.
Taunting.
Yeah.
It used to be taunting. That's what Steph's got it right there. It used to be taunting. Now it's
Yes.
rage baiting. Yeah.
Yes, aware that this is where on social media that you are being shown things that's making you, I'm so angry.
Yeah.
I can't believe they're getting away with this.
Like Fox News constantly to their audience.
They would do that a lot. Right.
Getting
Keep you
so
watching.
mad about the cats,
Dude,
cat
AI
litter boxes.
AI
in,
is giving me
schools.
terrible suggestions. It's like, I know there's an alternative term for this, right? That existed
Taunting.
before. I don't think it's taunting. I swear there's something else. Rage farming is what
Rage
AI gave me.
farming.
I've
Okay.
never heard
No.
of that. That's stupid. Outrage
That's when
bait.
you have a bunch
Yeah.
of different servers.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
getting maximum rages.
All right, so I don't know about
Trolling.
rage farming, trolling. Yeah,
Trolling.
that's
Trolling.
definitely
Trolling
a
is
thing.
also the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. One of the runners up for word of the year is aura farming, which is multiple words.
What?
Aura farming, Danny. Are you aura farming?
I need you to explain. That hasn't reached this part of the world. Like
Yeah.
Ray
No, my
Trade
kids
has.
talk a lot about aura farming.
I've heard it, but I don't know what the
Yeah, what is
definition is.
Well, I think when you're doing 6-7, you're aura farming.
What?
That doesn't make any
It's
sense.
the
still.
cultivation, according to this, of impressive, attractive, or charismatic persona or public image by behaving or presenting oneself in a way intended subtly to convey an air of confidence, coolness, or mystique. You know, hey, I'm look at me. I'm aura farming.
Examples,
I'm doing
examples include striking a cool pose,
Yeah.
performing a skilled feat, or styling one's appearance, often to project a curated image of a stylish and confident person.
Mhm.
That's it.
Let me take my hoodie off because I'm aura
I get it now
farming.
because I know what aura is. I just didn't
Yeah.
know what aura farming was. But in the Philippines, I lived there in the late 90s.
They would aura
And
farm.
all the kids were doing this all the time. They'd always be like, handsome. And you'd be like, oh. And now kids here do that, not 25 years later. I got to go back to the Philippines to figure out what the new trend in
What's coming up
25
next.
years is going to be.
Yeah.
They
Aura
would literally just be like, yeah, do that pose. And I see kids do this all the time now.
Another word for this, aura,
Yeah.
pardon me,
Yeah.
is just like
What?
Yes.
What is it?
What-
There was
Are
already
you
a term
asking
for
or
this.
you're telling
No,
us?
Riz.
I was going to say, but there was already a term for this. Can't think what it is, but all they're doing is taking terms that existed before
And
and
changing
then
them.
polishing them up and then selling it to us as if it's new. It's
Yeah.
just the same thing
Okay.
rephrased. That's it.
Yeah.
Another word on the short list from the Oxford University Press is biohacking.
You got to biohack. You know, that's our friend Brian Johnson.
Yeah,
not
the
the Liver
big
King,
biohacker.
the other Brian Johnson.
Well,
Mhm.
Did you know
Liver
that
King,
Liver King's real name is Brian Johnson? Along
Yeah, and
with
I did
other
not know
Brian
that.
Johnson. Yeah,
and he was biohacking as well.
Mhm.
yeah, they both were biohacking.
Biohacking, again, not new,
Mhm.
right? I guess a new word, so it does perhaps belong in the dictionary, but it's just an old thing that people have been doing since the health craze.
I
early on.
biohacked the shit out of my coffee this morning by putting collagen in it.
Oh,
So,
dude,
Oh.
nice.
yeah.
See, I think you biohack yourself though. I don't know if you biohack the coffee.
I biohacked myself with the collagen, so now I'm probably gonna live like way longer.
Yeah.
An extra 5 minutes.
Yep.
The worst
that
5
doing
minutes.
anything for you?
The worst 5 minutes of my life. Every time you extend your life, it's added at the end. So it's the worst part of your life. So it's like,
Okay.
I extended 2 years, but that's 2 painful years.
But just in case you didn't know, biohacking is the practice of making intentional do-it-yourself changes to your lifestyle, diet, or environment to optimize your body and mind's function and
yeah,
improve
I
overall
biohacked the
well-being.
shit out of my coffee, dude.
Yeah, so I think that the coffee does count
Yeah.
as a biohack.
Hey, you biohack enough, you're aura farming, I think.
It's not
Yeah.
just the guy who do CRISPR. That's like it's anything small, anything big.
Mhm.
Yeah. Sometimes do you think that you're biohacking when in fact you're probably not?
Hmm.
Oh,
And then is it called biohacking?
Well,
Or-
I think that you could
Like
be
cauliflower crust
biohacking,
pizza?
but if you got bad info, maybe you're reverse biohacking.
Ooh,
accidental biohacking. I feel like
Yeah.
I might be doing that a lot.
you're
Yeah,
accidentally biohacking?
Yeah, I'm like,
By what?
whoa, I
You're like
can't like
eating a
change-
vegetable.
Eating a vegetable. I'm like, maybe I'll have some lettuce today. And
Yeah.
I perfectly timed it with like a moon cycle to like maximize the nutrient absorption.
Yeah. You're just like, whoa, I didn't realize your body inside, they go into the molecular level and your cells are just reproducing.
Exactly. Although I
Mhm.
do believe I'm more reverse biohacking a lot
Mhm.
with my diet.
Yeah.
So I would like to think they cancel each other out.
Well, if you're reverse biohacking and you're taking years off your life, at least you're taking off the most painful
well,
years of your
what
life.
I'm doing is literal biohacking. I'm hacking away at my biology
Uh-huh.
with terrible
Chop,
nutrition
chop,
and
chop.
bad diet. And I'm trying to counteract that hacking with some good hacking, like exercise.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And that's about it. So
What if you mixed Mountain Dew with green juice?
it would be probably really gross and They cancel each other out.
Might explode.
Oh, it'd be a chemical reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Or they just
here's some popular techniques for biohacking, guys. I got a
Yeah.
list here.
What do you got?
Dietary interventions, which
Yep.
yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I could use some of those. Physical exposure,
wait.
Yeah.
Exposing yourself physically?
No, yeah, to cold baths,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
things like that. Sleep optimization,
Yep.
supplements and nootropics.
Yep.
Yep.
Wearable technology. See, look, I actually, now that I've read the list,
Nootropics, like, is that mushrooms and stuff?
yeah,
Can be.
smart drugs. Yeah, probably part of that.
Okay.
So there you go. I am biohacking.
Yeah, you are. You put mushrooms on your pizza, right? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I freaking love mushrooms on my pizza. And look, I'm wearing a watch that checks things.
Mhm.
Yeah. And you just got out of that hoodie, which is going to make you
Is that
feel,
a biohack?
It's
gonna
cold
make-
exposure now.
Yeah, it's cold exposure to the back of your neck, and it's going to make
Yeah.
you feel more confident so that you can aura farm everywhere
Mhm.
you
Oh,
go.
and aura farming is a biohack because
Mhm.
mentally it gives you benefits, I'm sure.
Bro,
Mhm.
you don't have to tell
Yeah.
me.
If you have more charisma, you're more nonchalant.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You're a chill guy.
So chill. And you feel
Mhm.
comfortable in your own skin. You're out there walking around, like not wondering if people are wondering why you're wearing
Judging
a
me.
hoodie. Yeah, like,
Mhm.
oh, look at this slob.
So much hate.
Yeah.
Hoodie
And
hate.
and then you see a study that says like you need to be eating 5 pounds of broccoli a day if you
Yes.
want to live. And you're like, oh, I'm so angry.
Yeah.
And that's the rage bait.
That's the rage bait right there. Should I wear a hoodie next week just to rage
Yeah, I
bait
think you
Danny?
should.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll wear my one hoodie from Fanatics.
5 pounds of broccoli probably is a biohack.
Mhm.
It probably is.
Broccoli
For
cleanse.
farts.
Oh my gosh, it would be the worst gas in the world. But hacks usually, gas
Are
is a
farty.
byproduct of hacks,
Yeah.
I feel like. Well,
Alright.
we actually have in our list a biohack.
Yeah.
I
We
saw it.
do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how was your Thanksgiving?
Yeah. Gross.
Gross?
I mean,
I don't mind the food. I remember Danny complaining
Mhm.
about it, and I was like, it's good enough that if you only have it once a year, you're like, okay, that's good for once a year. We had ours catered by a barbecue place.
Oh,
yeah, that's
and
nice. That's
yeah,
you
but
weren't eating the same Thanksgiving dinner I
it wasn't the same because it wasn't handmade, but it was just like, it was still turkey, and it was this mashed potato casserole that was actually pretty good. It had like cheese and stuff mixed into it.
Yeah.
And then some gravy on there, stuffing. I like stuffing for one or two times a year.
Yeah, that's the,
And
I like it once a year isn't an endorsement anyone would ever want. Like, yeah, this is good once a
Okay.
year.
all right. Well, maybe I'm assuming this is the biohack that Danny is referring to. That
Yes, it
Dr.
is.
Trisha Pestrisha, with great name.
yeah, let's go Tresha Pestrisha.
Yeah.
Dang.
She has come out and said that she suggests that Thanksgiving guests go for a fart walk after a large
Yep.
Thanksgiving meal to alleviate bloating and flatulence. And maybe that could help improve the mood of the room. To everybody goes for a fart walk.
Yeah, I
after.
know Danny would feel
Absolutely.
better.
Get your hoodie. We're going on a fart walk.
Yeah, that's when it's
guys.
appropriate to wear a hoodie. Is
For
if you're
fart walks.
if you're going on a fart walk, yeah.
Yeah, for fart walks. I will say that I saw this a while ago and thought it was in the boat hole at one time. And they also say that you can ride a bike. It's not just walking. It's
Mm.
almost any physical activity will help reduce bloat and gas.
While
And
farting. So
it'll-
it's not about the activity per se, it's just about farting.
well, no, because it can also just getting the whole system moving can reduce the amount of gas that your meal ends up producing. So
Okay.
it's also you're fending off the farts. So yeah, maybe you're producing farts while you're
Oh.
walking.
See,
But I
I
think-
thought it was a walk to alleviate the farts, to like dissipate them out
Yeah.
of their house. But
Yep.
the idea is that you walk and you have less farts.
Yeah, it helps with the digestion. It helps with so many things. I think the first time I
Yeah.
saw the fart walk, it was to help just like physically digest and deal with the blood sugar levels and stuff like that.
Can I say
Mhm.
something? I gotta be
Yeah.
honest. I didn't have like a very farty Thanksgiving. I feel like I've probably certain foods that produce that effect, but I don't know. Thanksgiving, I don't
take a
really
walk?
think of as a big. I didn't go for a Thanksgiving fart walk.
We went for walks, but I don't think they were designed around the farts necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
But I also don't get that farty from this Thanksgiving
Yeah,
food.
that's what I'm saying. But maybe if you have like certain vegetables,
sprouts.
maybe.
Oh yeah,
Brussels
5 pounds
sprouts
of
will make you
broccoli.
Yeah, 5 pounds of broccoli, 4 hard-boiled eggs, and a dozen Brussels sprouts.
Mm-hmm.
That'll
Yeah.
make you fart.
But yeah, the fart walk after Thanksgiving. I mean, they have all like the turkey trots and everything like in the morning
Those
of
are
Thanksgiving.
before.
Maybe we
Yeah.
need some sort of like, hey, post Thanksgiving
Fart
Turkey
walk.
trot.
Yeah.
like let's do a 1K.
Yeah. Of
How about
1K fart walk.
Turkey 2K.
Yeah. You could also start doing
2K
like,
is nothing.
what about a jump
Yeah.
rope? You could do some jump roping. That would get the
Mhm.
farts out.
They're not saying fart calisthenics, Tyson. They're saying fart walks.
Fart walks.
The walk is a peaceful, but does require
Peaceful
energy.
For
Yeah.
a peaceful butt.
Peaceful
Mhm.
butt. Do a walk.
Go for a fart
jumping
walk.
rope. No. Doing burpees, even though it had burp in the title. No. I think that they're just saying, just calm down. do a
Calm
walk.
down.
Yeah. Nell in the chat says they do a cousin's walk to smoke weed, which
Is that what it's called?
a cousin's
Who
walk, I
wants to go
guess.
for a cousin's walk?
I saw a lot of stuff on social media about the sneak off to smoke weed.
Yeah.
It's the take out the trash. There's always like the person rushing to take out the trash, and that person usually's smoking some weed. In
Yeah.
the
I thought you were
back.
going to talk about scromiting.
Oh, what is scromiting, and why
scromiting?
isn't that the word of the
Yeah,
year?
so scromiting. I just read an article about
When you
scromiting.
throw up on your scrotum?
No, that's what I thought.
When your scrotum throws up.
Which could happen if you have diarrhea and vomiting at the same. No, it's I guess that people who are smoking a lot of weed, so these people sneaking out to smoke weed at the trash cans, it can develop a condition where it leads to you puking, which I thought, well, where do you get
What?
scromiting from? But I guess that these people who are going to the emergency room for weed-induced smoking are also, it's so painful they're screaming. So scromiting is screaming
vomit?
while puking due to an overconsumption of
people are
weed.
When is
going to
this?
the emergency room for
And why
weed
aren't they telling me
overdose
at the
and
dispensary?
screaming?
So for painful vomiting, they are going to the
Scromiting.
hospital. Scromiting, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which
And it's caused by marijuana?
yeah, that's what they say.
Who
They
says
say-
this?
No,
Look it up, guys. It's not the word of the year, so I know it's not.
marijuana famously is anti-nausea.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
pain.
well, guys,
Anti-nausea,
maybe
anti-pain.
time to update your information
Mhm.
because scromiting, I've seen it more than one place. It's a thing. Probably it probably affects like 1%.
Caused by cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There were a lot of articles last week about how that less and less people are getting drunk at Thanksgiving, and more of the Thanksgiving guests were showing up high for Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Docs in the chat says Danny gets his info from Nancy Reagan.
Guys, I'm gonna look it up. I mean,
You
yes,
want to be scromiting?
first of all, can you imagine her saying the
You
word?
think scromiting's cool?
Just say no to scromiting.
Dude, this might be rage bait, the scromiting.
Guys.
I'm definitely raging about it because I've never
Guys,
heard
look at it. Okay, I know the New York Post, yes, Gizmodo. It's not like Daily Mail. It's not like a lot of reputable. It's not CNN and ABC News that are talking about scromiting, but there are people out there more than just Nancy Reagan's ghost talking about scromiting. All right, so back off.
Ooh, you'll be scromiting.
Look,
Down
talking about
the
it. Vice,
joint.
this isn't something that probably affects a ton of people. It's probably broga. But if you get even a handful of people who are screaming and puking, which would be a very dramatic event to witness, that's going to leave an impression and probably lead to articles about people who scream and vomit.
But why is it painful?
I don't know. I don't have weed-induced vomiting.
If you
I don't
OD
either.
on weed, it'll be very painful.
I vomit
No.
all the time, but if I can't even imagine screaming pre-vomit, because that's tough.
In
Should
my
we?
experience,
Yes.
what I found is that if one was to overtake, experience maybe too much of the marijuana, I feel like it's like, the room is spinning. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
I can't move.
I have a buddy who that exact same thing happened,
Mm-hmm.
and the room was spinning like crazy. And then once in a while, my friend would get
Start
up.
screaming.
No, just
I
shake
don't
it
wanna
off.
Move.
Just
right.
shake it off and be like, I know I'm high, and then be totally fine, and then lay down, and then their mind would go down the wormhole of thoughts for a long time.
Yeah.
And then they'd just shake it off, and that was just
Can
like
you
the
put your
cycle.
headphones
Right.
in? Can you put your headphones in when someone's in that state?
yes, you should.
Yeah.
I think you can.
Yeah,
You
a friend
can.
of mine, he was talking about that he had like taken that him and his friends when they were younger, they took an edible and they took like way too much, and he described the experience of not even being able to get words out and just like sharing a knowing glance with a friend who also was in the same
A
predicament.
mind
So,
meld.
yeah. So the
Communicating through looks.
scromiting.
Yeah.
Guys, okay.
There was
look,
no scromiting. You think they were scromiting in each other's
I
mouths?
just said I don't think a huge portion of weed consumers are scromiting, but it's an event that happens often enough to make several news outlets report it. So yes, scromiting does happen.
Fake
and
news.
I hope it
Fake
doesn't happen to you.
news.
All right. Did either of you make any Black Friday purchases?
Yeah, but only for myself.
Yes. I stocked up on wonderful things for myself. No presents have been
job,
bought
guys.
yet.
I didn't get anything too spectacular, but there's stuff it's just like little knickknacks that I needed. And also I want to just plant a perimeter of dangerous cactuses around the whole acre and a half of land I have out here. So I bought a ton of cactus seeds.
Yeah. So
Why?
you can have like a moat of cactuses.
Yeah, moat of cactuses.
Why
Yeah.
this defensive barrier? What are you keeping out?
People that aren't supposed to be here.
Are you going to put them in front of your front door?
No, so my driveway will be the only thing that doesn't have cactus perimeter.
Mhm. Now,
I can't wait. to see
Tyson, how
this
long does this cactus
perimeter.
take to grow?
Apparently, they grow pretty fast if you water them during their infancies.
Okay.
So I am going to try and water them. I already have some planted. I have a few more packets right here. And dude, this cactus perimeter, if it is anything close to what I envision, it's going to
It'll
be
be
awesome.
amazing.
You envision like Joshua Tree style cactuses forming a chain link fence.
Yeah. And then anytime anybody gets close, they reach out and jab the person.
Wow.
Yep.
I
Now-
can't wait.
It's so
Yeah.
hard to find great gifts. And so this past Black Friday at Walmart, that they had announced that they had the 65-inch giant mac and cheese box. It was Mac Friday, a 65-inch mac and cheese. Okay,
I would
It's
buy
like-
that.
It comes like a flat screen TV.
That's
Yeah.
what it
And there's
sounds like.
65 boxes of
Yeah, but the thing is that in 10 years, Rob, we're going to look back at this when we're all buying our 112-inch mac and cheeses and be like, what a stupid
Yeah.
little shitty box.
What a time to live. Also, this article says that the shoppers were raging. Was this Walmart rage bait?
Rage bait.
Well, yeah, it could have been rage bait in that they told people that they were going to be able to get this, and then not a lot of people were able to get them. It was only
Did
19.
anybody get some?
So they said it was available on the Walmart website,
Okay.
but it was promoted as a limited doorbuster deal by influencers like Zach Ciampa from Snack with Zach, and so people waited hours.
Wow.
Wow. And
They were raging.
did anybody
So-
get them?
So now, is it a doorbuster if it's only online? Because when I first read this, I thought it was people were waiting outside the store, but they were waiting on the Walmart website, and they sold out within seconds.
Oh, within seconds?
Mm-hmm.
Man, that is weird. 65-inch box of mac and cheese. Who are you making this for? There's like a very limited, like time that you would make a 65-inch box of mac and cheese.
Yeah. Well, it was actually very affordable because for $19.37, I mean, that's a lot of mac and cheese. It's actually a much better deal.
They still made like a $15 profit.
Because a normal box costs $1.29. So you were getting like.
That's a lot of butter, though. Butter, milk.
It's a loss leader to get you to buy them butter and milk.
And then can you imagine that dust packet? The
Mhm.
orange cheese dust packet must have been huge.
Well, no, Danny, it's 65
65
individual boxes.
Well,
Like,
that's stupid.
There's 65
Oh.
normal boxes
Okay,
inside the giant TV box.
My brain refused to absorb those facts because it wanted to believe it was just a 65-inch
It's not
box.
one giant box.
That's what I was
filled with
hoping. That's
macaroni.
the only thing that makes this an awesome story. Now this is just a dumb way of buying individual boxes of mac and cheese. I hate the story now. I don't want to talk about it anymore. You can still get that many boxes if you want by buying like a crate. This is a crate.
Yeah, but it doesn't come in the solo box.
I don't
Mhm.
care. This is stupid.
Yeah,
this
you
is
can't put it
rage-bait.
on a TV stand.
This is
Well, Danny's rage.
I am
raging.
like, this is really dumb. So
Okay.
move on.
I like
Okay.
it. I think it's funny. I think you should do more 65-inch things.
Do you
All right.
think there's probably a direct correlation between what you like as a guy who doesn't wear hoodies and what I like as a hoodie guy? So
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well,
All right. Well, let's go to Danny then, who is a hot soup expert, and see if he wants to
Yes.
weigh in on the Campbell's soup scandal from this past week.
wow.
yeah, I saw this. I have Campbell's soup in my cupboard, but I would never eat it. But I don't work at the company, so
Yeah.
I can say that.
If you didn't hear the story, that there was a Campbell's vice president, now former employee.
Mhm.
His name is Robert Garza, and he was filmed. He was filmed talking about how Campbell's soup is highly processed. It's food for poor people. It contains bioengineered meat that
Mhm.
comes from a 3D printer, and yeah, I don't know why he was like just ranting so much about the soup.
Well, first they tried to defend themselves by saying, I think he was in IT. That he was an IT guy.
Mm-hmm.
His opinion doesn't even matter. But even anyone in leadership saying this about their company is a bad look.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter IT or not.
You think they had 3D printed meat in there? You think they do?
Actually, now that you mention that, he's the IT guy. He's probably cleaning out those 3D printers or
Yeah.
having his people do it. That's probably why he's so upset. He's like, I'm tired of cleaning out these meat
The
printers.
meat printers. Yeah.
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 I don't
That
think
makes
they have,
sense.
I don't think they have 3D printers.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now that they have had to fire this guy.
Well, yeah. You got to.
Is that a good look or a bad look if you fire the guy after he says this? Can't you just be like, you know what? He's right. And we're going to change and we're going to keep him on board to help us change. And he's now the face of garbage meat company.
I saw the guy. I think it's pretty easy to fire. He really had a fireable face.
Ooh,
So
he did.
Yeah.
Was he wearing a
But-
hoodie? Like what made it so fireable?
I don't think he was. I don't think executives can wear hoodies unless they've gone so high up the ladder. They're now in like the stratosphere of leadership. Then
Yeah.
they can go back to the hoodie.
Then they can go back to the hoodie. You're right.
But look, if you work at a company, and
Yes.
especially if you work high up, you should
Yep.
never, unless like you're calling out a real crime that you can give evidence for and be a legit whistleblower,
Mhm.
you probably should just, spout the company line about how awesome it is.
Yeah.
I mean,
What was
how are you
going
not
on
gonna get
over at
fired?
Campbell's Soup? It seems like it's like chaos with everybody just recording each other and talking about how bad the soup is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a good look. And plus, like, how old is Campbell's Soup? It's like 500 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it says right here 1900 on their can. So at least
1900.
100.
That's a good year to start.
That
Oh
was
yeah.
125 years old. And back then, they didn't even know what highly processed was.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say the problem is probably they've never changed any of their machinery.
Exactly.
They've got the 125-year-old soup machinery.
Yeah. chicken milkers just like going crazy.
Yeah, and so I please forgive me. I misspoke that. I said it was Garza was the guy who said it. It was Martin Bailey, I believe, is the guy who said it. Martin Bailey was the vice president in the Information Security Department.
Wait a minute. He ought to went to work high after consuming marijuana.
Yeah, so the story says that
no scrotums.
So in the lawsuit, Garza
vomiting.
Yeah. So according to this story from the AP, that in the lawsuit, Garza, the guy who was filing the lawsuit, he claimed he met with the VP, Martin Bailey, in November of 2024 to discuss his salary. And in the meeting, which Garza recorded the meeting, Bailey was saying that Campbell's is highly processed food for poor people.
Yep.
Garza claims in the lawsuit, Bailey made racist remarks also about Indian workers that he called idiots. And Garza said that Bailey told him he would often work high after consuming marijuana.
There was more to the story. I couldn't remember why I thought he was so fireable, but I do remember all of this for the original story that I read.
You want to keep this guy on, Tyson?
I mean,
as a parting gift, give him a bunch of boxes of soup.
Campbell's.
As his golden parachute.
One giant can of soup filled
with a 65-incher.
Give him a 65-incher.
Of Campbell's
65 gallon.
Yeah, 65 gallon. Okay, I'm in.
So I don't know. Is the guy who wore a wire to the meeting a hero?
I mean, he did a good thing. He got rid of someone.
Nothing's going to change.
Who should not have been in management. So he's done some good work here.
Yeah.
But this guy sounds like he was on the path of being fired, most likely. Soon.
On his way.
Yeah, Tyson, I saw a video from TikTok where Russell Hantz was pissed about this. He was like going through all his soup and he was like, "No, this is bioengineered. This is bioengineered." He was
really
extremely rage baited.
Is that true?
Yes.
There's a lot smaller adjustments Russell could make in his life to make him healthier.
All his soup was poison. He
clearing out his soup.
He was throwing out all his soup.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
The only downside is if Garza used this as leverage to keep his job because he was being pulled in for an interview. So what if he wasn't doing the right thing?
Campbell's.
Yeah, exactly. What if he was just trying to use the recording as leverage to get some kind of payout or something? Because it does talk about them settling with Garza.
Yeah.
And this guy says if they had settled, they would not be in this mess. Recordings like these are devastating and should never see the light of day. I don't think, that's not necessarily true. If management at a company that I buy a lot of their products from is a piece of trash. Mountain Dew. I want to know. These are the people making the decisions.
The Mountain Dew executives better not be saying like this stuff is so
bad for you.
Well, I mean, they have to say something I don't know.
Here's the thing. Here's the new law. I will be running for president next time.
Okay.
And this will be my platform. If you are a CEO, you are required to use the products of the company.
I agree. Oh, absolutely.
If you are the CEO of Mountain Dew, you got to drink a liter a day of Mountain Dew. That's the law.
I totally agree. If I go to a restaurant and I see an employee eating there, I always feel a lot better.
This feels good. Yes, exactly. And the employees, they're not required because they're just like trying to make their day-to-day whatever. But the CEOs, the upper management, if you're making over $200K a year from the company, you have to.
CEO of McDonald's, what's for lunch? McDonald's.
Yeah, what's for dinner? McDonald's. You have to eat there.
CEO of Burger King, what's for dinner? Burger King.
Yeah.
I quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That should be part of the job.
Yep. That is part of the job. Part of the job is if you're CEO of Delta, guess what? You get to fly coach everywhere. Delta coach with your family. You have to utilize their worst product in your routines.
Well, I think you should try all the products.
You can try all the products, but you
You
don't
try them all.
get to fly first class and Delta Private and stuff like that. You're flying.
Yeah, it was
in-
like when the American Airlines CEO was like, "Well, I would never check my luggage," and you're like, "What? What do you?
Yeah.
It's your. What do you? Why don't you just fix this problem rather than tell
Yeah.
everyone not to do the one
Mhm.
service that your airline provides?" And some people can't avoid checking luggage. Like, come on,
Yeah,
dude.
just figure it out.
Come on.
That's the thing.
Figure it out.
That's how they get it figured out. Is they're like,
They live it.
Mountain Dew was poisoning me, so we decided to like make it healthier, and it tastes the same. It's just now better for you.
Speaking of Cheetos, flaming hot Cheetos are coming
Mhm.
without the red dye. Have
Yeah,
you seen them? Have you seen pictures of the new
they
Cheetos?
probably look so stupid.
They look totally fine. They're just wrinkly, flesh-colored.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
They look different, but who cares?
Mhm.
I think we're past the age of needing
We don't
all
need
these
it.
add-ons.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
You're not. You're gonna buy a bag of Skittles, and it's only gonna be like
Funny.
flesh colored Skittles. No,
We should be eating more flesh-colored
M&Ms is all
soups
flesh colored
and
M&Ms.
food.
No,
It's the most natural color in the world.
Mhm.
You're
Flesh
just
colored.
gonna have like off white or light brown everything. No, like can't. I've heard studies that are like didn't they try to pull that stuff out of some of the cereals and they weren't selling as well? So they're like, well, put the color back in there. It's like what people wanted.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I
Add more of it to the soups, apparently.
Yeah. I would like that for us, but I don't think it's happening.
This is a very quaint story about a
Quaint.
Italian man who his mother had passed away, but he still wanted her pension. And so for 3 years,
Mhm.
he dressed up in a disguise
Yep.
and pulled a Mrs. Doubtfire, they're calling it, on the Italian pension funds.
Yeah. I mean, if you're willing to put in that kind of work, then
He is
You
earning
deserve it.
yeah, you deserve it. It's their fault for not having their files updated appropriately. Unless he's hiding the body somewhere, then that's a problem.
which does happen. People are like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
"Mother, may I
Well,
have
so
your
I don't
check?"
think that this was
You're
an
talking about the
issue
horror movie.
of that they didn't have the files. Let me see if I can. Let me show you this. This is, I believe on the left was the woman.
Yeah.
And on the
Dang.
right was
him.
was her son
Looks
in
fantastic.
Dude.
disguise.
Wow.
Yep. Give
went
that
full
man her
Doubtfire.
pension.
Mm-hmm.
Give that man an Oscar for
Yeah.
makeup.
Give me
Yeah.
the pension. I'm a here. I'm not dead.
I believe that.
I don't
I
think he
mean-
went in saying that.
I guess they caught him so that their stuff is kind of current, but like 3 years on.
Mamma mia. That's
Yeah.
me. I'm the mama.
I think that it's funny they made him take a mugshot in his outfit. They're like, before you take this off, we
Yeah.
really got to capture how good.
Yeah,
We need
was this a
both.
mugshot, Danny, or was
No,
this
this
just
is-
like then they make you
Oh,
take a
you're right.
picture
Probably
when you
an
get the
IT.
pension?
This is
Yeah,
when he
probably
sent
an
it
IT.
in to be like, I'm still alive. And they're like, oh, same person.
Mhm.
Wow, great skin routine.
Yeah.
He's really smoothed out some wrinkles.
I'm excited to see the Netflix documentary on this.
I know. Oh my gosh, it never stops. Even before the bodies have cooled, they've already got like these documentaries coming out.
Isn't that crazy how
It is,
fast they
it's
get them out? They're like,
Absolutely out of control.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't think Netflix
So-
is orchestrating the crimes just to have the
No.
documentary ready as soon as the crime has been announced to the world?
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
What a crazy business model that would be. Could we start that like a Netflix, except for that under the seedy underbelly of it is that we are helping people commit crimes so that we can then make a documentary about them when
But
they
the
get
joke's
caught.
on us because we're having a documentary made about us and our network, which is
Uh-huh.
done by crimes, and it's just
Yes.
like it never ends.
Yeah. And then those people who got the documentary on our streaming service have their
Yeah.
own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it never ends. It's like
Yeah.
documentaries out the eyeballs.
Ken's Boz in the chat says, I think that's fine to do. So
It's
I'm going
for
to look into the
entertainment.
legalities of it a little bit more, but it seems fine according to Ken's Boz.
Well, at least it'll take 3 years to get caught if we go to Italy and do it.
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which
They
is a
said-
long documentary.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
multiple seasons.
They started to notice that there was some beard hair coming out of the neck. Lots of other issues.
You got sloppy.
Yeah. They said
Mm.
Felt
heavy
untouchable.
makeup.
Yeah. Felt
Mhm.
untouchable and then got caught. That's how
That's
they got caught,
classic.
not because of a filing like, oh, did you notice she's not here with us anymore, but we're still paying her?
Did you notice the death certificate we got in her name
Yeah,
from the county?
exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Okay. In Japan, there's a record-setting number of bear attacks.
Yeah, we've covered some of the bear activities in Japan. As the number of residents in some of these towns is shrinking, the wildlife is moving in and taking their place.
So now the market has responded, Danny, and people are now able to buy bear shelters.
Is this like a bomb shelter, but for bears?
Precisely.
And where do you put your bear shelter? In the
think-
garden? Or
No, I think you have outside. It looks actually pretty big. It looks like a sort of like a dumpster with like a trap door.
bears love dumpsters. It's like the
Mhm.
world's worst
That's bad.
like,
That's
bear
bad. You
shelter.
think the bear will wait it out?
Yeah, he's like, dude, I know all about these dumpster things. There's
Mhm.
something in there that's decaying and filled with sugar and grease. Let
Yeah.
me-
Hope the bear goes for a fart walk after it eats a bunch of people.
It's called a life shield container.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know how many of these have actually been sold and set up.
Yeah.
Under
Okay.
10.
You don't think that many?
Even this picture they use in their this article is AI. Like that's not real.
That's not even real?
Look at the picture there with it's all filled with water. It's got like a cardboard toilet. How long are you planning on being in there? Emergency food, and then outside the window is a bear.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you think this is AI, Danny?
Yeah, this is definitely AI. This is definitely look at all these
like
people.
one of our
Look at it.
thumbnails.
It's
Yeah,
got-
that's AI.
This one's got like 15 people in their bear shelter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those
What
many
are
people?
some of the things that they have?
Look at that cardboard toilet.
Yeah, what
That's
is
like
that?
the shit
That-
just falls onto the cardboard at the bottom.
Yeah. What does it say? What is it that the bottles in there say bear spray?
Yeah, they say bear spray, which is a thing. But then I
This
think the
isn't-
bottom one says
Now,
bear
hold on.
beans or
Okay,
bear.
but I will say that maybe is it not necessarily AI from is it the site that's making this is doing the AI?
Yes.
I mean, this is Sora News 24, so I'm not sure. Can we?
So Japan Today also talks about the bear attack shelters.
Mhm.
There's discussion on Reddit. MSN talks about it.
Yeah.
So,
So
it's
it seems
not
like
do you-
this is something that's actually happening, but some of these sites are just making up their own images.
yeah.
And why do you need are those public bear shelters? They're just spread throughout, so you run and jump into them. Because like if I put one of those out, it's like, well, why don't I just go into my house? Or like, am I gonna have a time? I heard in Canada, in polar bear region zones where people live, that people leave their doors unlocked, their house doors unlocked on purpose for other people in case there's polar bears in the vicinity in the neighborhood.
Yeah, well, polar bears are terrifying. I think they're the most violent of all the bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These bears, though,
And so, Danny, that they are just going on sale now. They don't have any orders yet. Prices have not been announced yet either.
Well, I bet the cardboard toilets are pretty cheap.
yeah, I've got several. Also, I've been clicking on these other sites that claim to have this story, and I got to say, it's a pretty spammy story.
Yeah,
And they're
Rogie,
all using the same imagery, and every site here is just nonstop clickbait. And so I don't know. This story, probably one person has ordered it, and it's like a repurposed.
It's rage
shipping
bait to
crates.
get us
Yep.
mad about the bears.
No, this is
the bears.
clickbait for sure.
It
Is
is.
it more clickbait than rage bait? Because
Yes.
we're not that angry.
Yeah, we
I'm not
clicked
that
it.
angry.
We're
and
more
read
rage
it,
bait that
and
we're
then
like,
we-
oh, this they got us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The penny is going away. Do you
Yeah,
have any
finally.
nostalgia for pennies?
Never. I've got a bunch right here. I've got a bunch of pennies right here that I'll. I don't know what I'll do with them. Copper, probably.
Well,
a
There are some
multiple
expensive
high.
collector pennies out there, so make sure you don't have one of those before you get rid of them all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there's some collector pennies that are out there for the old pennies, but for these last new pennies,
Yep.
well, they might be the most valuable pennies of all because the U.S. Mint has finished producing the pennies, but the final pennies were made this week, and that they are the last 5 pennies. They printed an omega symbol at the end of the on
Oh,
these
that's
last
cool.
pennies, and they
Wow.
could be worth millions.
It's like the golden ticket idea between what
I need all of those pennies. How do I get all of those?
Just pay
without paying.
millions of dollars.
I don't want to. I just want to take it.
are they putting this in general circulation? Is this a penny anyone can find, or are they just giving these to like their friends?
Oh,
Yeah, Trump's 5 best friends that he just barely
Yeah.
pardoned.
I'm not sure if they're going to go out into circulation.
Because that would be cool,
Dude,
right?
that would be sick.
Toss it into the Scrooge McDuck like silo that holds all the remaining pennies from the world.
And you have to swim around in
stir
pennies.
it up with a big penny stirring ore,
Yeah.
and then send them out. That would be cool.
Yeah, but they could go for between up to 5 million.
Yeah, but that's just people saying a number.
Up to 5 million. That also includes just $1.
Yeah, or less.
I
So they're going to be let's see.
Auctioned.
The special coins will be auctioned in the future. Yeah.
this isn't as fun.
We're going to clear the national debt with these pennies. All we have to do is make this end pennies. Let's end nickels next.
Actually,
Oh.
I have seen discussion about ending the nickel.
End the nickel, and then we'll sell the last 5 nickels.
Yep. Honey Kid 68 says they have 100 pounds of pre-1982 copper. They're full copper pennies instead of the nickel copper sandwiches that they are now. And they've been hoarding them for this day, preparing for the day the penny goes away. Honey Kid, sounds like you're about to cash in on that ticket.
Sweet.
Yeah. So we'll start
Congratulations.
hoarding the nickels.
Yeah.
And you know what's
Age.
after that, Danny? Hoard the dimes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Danny, do you want to take us to your bolt hole?
Oh, guys, every time, hold my hand. Let's go together.
Let's go
Okay.
together to visit Danny's bolt hole. Take a fart walk to the bolt hole.
Welcome to my bolt hole. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong.
Yeah.
I saw an article this past week, and I didn't click on it because it seemed like clickbait.
Like that bear
Like
shelter.
a bear shelter. I kept seeing
Mhm.
it, and I'm like, ugh. And then finally I clicked on it, and it was a real study that had been done by scientists.
Okay.
And what they found is they literally put a man in a Batman costume
Oh, yeah.
on. Did you see this, Rob?
I did see this. Yeah.
On a subway, and
Mm-hmm.
then they tested if people would be more generous to a pregnant woman by offering their seat if the Batman was there.
Mhm.
Tyson, what do you think?
What?
Do you think people were more generous with a Batman lurking around?
I mean, I wouldn't be. I'd be a little more creeped out.
Yeah, by a creepy Batman. Now they did.
Yes.
They made sure that when the doors to the subway open, Batman
Mm-hmm.
came on through a different door, so they knew that the pregnant lady wasn't like Batman's girlfriend.
Yeah.
So that wasn't a threat. And they found that a significant number of people, not a
Yeah.
small amount, but a significant number of people actually gave up their seats more often for the pregnant woman if Batman was lurking somewhere nearby. They then interviewed the people who gave up their seats to find out why, because they thought maybe it was out of fear of Batman,
Mhm.
And
crazy
You could
psycho
get pissed.
Batman,
Yeah.
right? And what they found is that some people didn't even know Batman was there.
subconsciously, Batman
Yes. So that's what they said,
Made
is
them
that
be a hero.
subconsciously Batman drew their attention. That was their theory at the end of the article.
Yeah.
Is that Batman drew their attention to what was going on around them. So maybe they didn't see Batman, but he made it more likely that they paid attention to the pregnant woman,
Mhm.
and that led to giving up more seats.
See, I would give up. I would give up my seat for a pregnant woman, because I'm a hero.
Yeah.
But
What if you thought it was Batman's girlfriend and that you had no chance with her? Then?
I might not actually.
still, I
Like,
still would. But
I like the idea because a lot of the times when I'm on a crowded bus or
Yeah.
subway, it's not that I'm selfish. I am selfish to a certain extent, but it's more often that I'm just looking at my phone or not paying attention.
So
And so
here's
you
what I
Put
have.
your
need a bat-
earbuds in when
Yeah.
I
you're
have a
talking to your
better
friend.
solution for this. You know, when you get on like a subway or a train and there's someone on there that you're like, oh, they could take a shit on here just in front of everybody, and they could also be doing hard drugs. You need that person that looks like a total psycho to be wearing a shirt that says, give up your seat to someone in need. And
Yeah,
then
that's the
they
same
go around
principle.
and mad
Yeah.
dog. Like if you walked in and just like mad dogged Danny with the shirt that said, give up your seat to people in need, Danny's giving his seat to the pregnant lady.
Well, you know what my strategy is? A lot of the time, if there's seats available, I don't take them. So I'm not faced with that decision
Yeah.
of having to give up a seat for an old person or a pregnant lady. I'm just like, you know what? Let someone else deal with that moral dilemma. I'm just
Sure.
going to stand and just not even have to worry about it. But Batman did the same thing that you're suggesting, Tyson. He made everyone at least aware to some degree that something was happening,
Mhm.
and then they would witness. But a crazy person with a shirt like that, very helpful, probably.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the more helpful one for sure. If you like all of a sudden the guy without pants walks on, he's just like Winnie the Pooh in it, but his shirt says like give up your like you are definitely doing everything you can to not be on that dude's bad side.
And we could use that in other social areas where we
Yeah.
need people to perform tasks that they
He's like got a
typically-
lighter and a spoon, and he's just got this shirt that says like give up your seat, and he's just like no pants on looking at you.
Yeah, a
You're-
paper bag filled with
yeah.
glue.
Yeah, you're giving up your seat.
Yeah, we could call them the social shamers or the
shamers.
the social attention getters.
So the people
The
who are
rage
like that, you
invaders.
pay
Yeah.
them to wear the shirts. And you're like, here you go. We understand that you're living life this way, but if you wear this shirt, we'll pay you
Do some good.
$100 a day.
Like Batman, who was kind
Yeah.
of amoral. And so
Yeah.
these guys, they're good guys, but they're complicated good guys.
Yeah.
As long as they're
It-
not attacking anyone.
Low rent Columbo says it can be risky to assume someone's pregnant or old.
Yes.
Like, what if you're like, hey, pregnant old lady, and they're like, I'm 23 and not pregnant. You're like, oh crap.
That's actually an excellent point.
Mhm.
And so that's also a great way to not give up a seat is to tell yourself that when you see.
So you're saying you're on the subway and you see a woman and you presume she's pregnant and you want to, you're offering like, oh, like, do you want this seat? And then you feel like there could be a moment where she says, do you think I'm pregnant?
There could
Yeah.
be.
Or
Yes, that's a
why are
great
you
point.
giving me this seat? Because
I
you're
don't
walking
know.
for
I
two
saw
right
Batman.
now.
I
You're
saw Batman.
walking for two. Yeah.
Batman told me to.
Mm-hmm.
It's risky.
Yeah. All right.
Man, it's so complicated being out there with people.
Complicated world.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
It sure is.
Okay. What are we doing for today's thumbnail?
Ooh, let me go
Okay.
back.
We had rage bait,
Mm-hmm.
giant mac and cheese, fart walks,
Yeah.
Campbell's soup,
Yep.
pennies, bears,
I mean,
Batman.
a fart walk with the Campbell soup and the 65-inch mac and cheese is definitely, those are all
Okay.
linked.
Okay. So we want to see a giant box of mac and cheese.
A person holding a giant box of mac and cheese and a giant Campbell soup.
Well, no, I like the idea of that the giant box of mac and cheese and the giant Campbell's soup are going on a
Are
fart walk.
walking
Yeah.
while
going on a
farting,
fart walk. Yes, I
Yeah.
like that too.
Okay.
It's totally different.
holding hands going on a fart walk. And then just make this as rage baity as possible of a thumbnail.
Well,
Mhm.
Mrs. Doubtfire rage baits them. I would love to see how it decides
Yes.
to portray rage baiting.
I'm opening my seeds right now to see what I got because I got more on the way.
Yeah. What does a cactus seed look like? Is it any different than like a?
They're all different, but this is what these ones look like.
Oh, not as many seeds as I had expected.
No, they don't give you that many, and probably none of them are going to grow. But the good news is I only spent less than $100 total on like 50 different types of seeds.
Yeah. I can't wait for your fence.
Dude, it's going to be awesome, right?
Okay. All right. Danny, what's coming up for you?
Holidays are here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trapped in the holiday vortex. Already had a
The vortex?
Yeah, the vortex of holiday. We had yesterday was the 1st of December, and there was already multiple breakdowns, lots of arguing, and we're
Why?
only
What's going
like the
on?
first day. Well, first of all, we have my youngest has 3 advent calendars.
Oh my!
3.
How?
People gave her an advent calendar, and then my wife has the one that she refills, and then I don't even know where the other one came from.
Wow.
Every door she opened was a disappointment. So then as a parent, you're trying to give like lectures about how to be appreciative, which never go down. They never
Yeah.
go down well. Like you can't even explain to a kid like gratitude.
Yeah.
And then when we went to go do Secret Santa stuff, they're just yelling at each other in the car. And I was like, dude, what? This is the first day. This is the first day.
I know.
So I'm trying to stay positive, guys. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm like trying to stay positive, but we're only on the
Hang
now
in
we're on
there,
the second
Danny.
day. So
Yeah.
yeah, holiday stuff.
Yeah. That sounds pretty good. I
It is.
have to get the elf out
Mm-hmm.
on my own. Rachel's leaving
Oh,
for
the
Europe.
elf, dude. The elf.
It seems like that's late, right?
It is, and our kids keep coming home. They're like, "Hey, our friend's elf's out already." I was like, "Well,
Yeah.
I guess they don't want to spy
Behind
on you as
schedule.
bad
Yeah.
as Santa doesn't need to spy on you as bad as he does those other little shits." I don't know what to tell them. Every year we're late, and every year they're like, "How come ours isn't here yet?" They're like, "I don't know.
It's
It'll show
traveling
up when
from
it
the
shows
North
up."
He's
Pole.
on his own schedule.
Yeah, come on. He works
He's
from
on the
home most of the
subway,
time.
stoned out of his mind.
Yeah,
Vomiting on the subway.
He's vomiting.
He's scrummeting people into giving up their seat for less fortunates.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's it.
Yep. Okay.
Got some podcasting to do. Mom's coming in town. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah. All right. And then, yeah, for me, there's just the usual, got all the podcasting going on. So, of course, make sure you check out everything else we have going on here on RHAP. I'm waiting for I see half a box of mac and cheese and half of a Campbell's soup coming into focus.
Rendering. Beep, boop, boop, boop,
Rendering.
boop, boop.
How slow is this? Like
my-
some
It's Polaroid picture
printer?
Dude,
technology.
these pictures they do give you a Polaroid picture vibe to them.
Yes.
Takes forever.
Okay, wait, hold on. They finally finished. File's done.
No
That's what
laugh
it should
from
say.
Rob. That's a bad sign.
Yes. I'm not. So here it is.
I don't know. They seem
It's
happy.
fine.
It's fine.
Seems
I don't
pretty
know.
good.
I don't know what the bear is. That from the Japanese store?
Yep. And you got the
But I
tomato
didn't-
house
but
in
I
the
didn't
back.
tell it about that. I don't know.
It hurt us.
It's listening. It's listening to the podcast.
Yeah.
I actually don't mind that.
Yeah. I don't know what the cat is with the bling also.
Yeah. Did we talk about a bling cat earlier this year? No.
I don't know.
They seem
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah. This is good enough
Good
for
enough.
who it's for. Our
It's
listeners.
fine. All right. Thank you so much for joining us for News AF. Take care, and we'll see you next time.
We did it, guys. Hail Klarna.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.